Today, we're showing you guys how to order on Bricklink, and it all starts right now. All right, guys, welcome back. So today we're doing a really cool tutorial where we're gonna show you guys how to order parts and pieces on Bricklink, which has been a requested tutorial for a little while now. I didn't realize that, so many people had never used it before. So we figured we'd show you guys how to order on Bricklink. There are a lot of different things you can do on Bricklink. You could order sets, you could order parts, you could order minifigs, you can order mocks, all sorts of stuff. But today I'm gonna show you guys how you would order pieces for, let's say, like one of our builds or a build that you do on your own. So for example, if you were to go over to our website, and there's all these different builds here, and when you order one, like I'll click on the UPS truck, for example. So when you order one, what you get is a parts file and the instructions. And so I think for this tutorial, what we should do is probably do a small vehicle just so that the piece count is lower and it's not a super long video. Why don't we do the golf cart? So when you buy the golf cart parts file and instructions, so let's say you add this to cart, what you do is you'll get a zip folder. And in that zip folder, I'll show you guys, you basically get an instructions file and a .io file. And so what we're gonna do today is we're going to show you how you would use that to order from Bricklink. So let's dive on in. All right, guys, so as mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm gonna show you two different ways to order parts on Bricklink. And before we dive into that, real quick, if you just needed to order, let's say just one part, like a 1x2 plate, if you type in 1x2 plate up top and click search, it's gonna bring up all these different results. Luckily, the one that we're looking for is up top right now, but if it wasn't, you could just go down and see all parts and kind of go through it there. You can also filter up top using some of the filters. But let's say you just need a 1x2 plate, and let's say that you kind of need it in one of these, harder to find colors. Like let's say like you're going for light agua. Well, it's gonna come up with all these different results down here, but if you needed to just ship to USA, for example, or whatever country you're in, and let's say you just wanted new, you could search over here, and then you could do lowest price, highest price. Let's say you need like a lot of them, then usually I type in highest quantity. And you can see Brock's Bricks has over 5,400 of them in stock, and they're selling for 7 cents. So let's say that sounds good to you. You click view, it bring you to Brock's store. Here it is, and then you could add the number of quantity you need and then add to cart. So that's how you do it if you just need a piece or two. But let's say that you buy one of our builds, for example, or create one of your own in studio, and you want to then buy the pieces for it. Well, it's super easy to order the pieces, and all you have to do is once you're on the home page and logged in, so you see we've logged in up top, go to want, and then it'll bring you to your wanted list. And if you go over here to upload, you can now see where you can drag and drop, and you can add to a default wanted list, or you could create a new wanted list. You can see all of our past orders there. We use Bricklink all the time, highly recommend it. But let's say that we wanted to add a golf cart. And then what you do is once you get the download from our website, you get a zip file, which you open, and I'll show you how to do that real quick. So basically you get this, you double click it, and then when you open it, you get the parts file, which is here on the left. And this is basically a stud.io file, which we'll show you in a second how you could use that. Then you have the instructions over here on the right. So once that is opened, and I'll bring you back to this screen here. So I've got both files right here. This .io file is the parts file. So if you drag and drop that onto Bricklink, you can see that it was accepted. You go to proceed to verify items, and it takes a second to load because it goes through everything. You can now see everything that you'll need for that build. You go add to wanted list, and now you can view the golf cart. So what I typically do, because I don't like buying used parts, you just don't know the condition they're gonna come in, but if you wanted to save money, you definitely could buy all used parts. But we buy new, so we select everything. You can see 25 selected of 25, and just to make sure there's not a second page. Oh, there is a second page. Okay, so you know what? We're gonna uncheck that actually, and we're going to do 100 per page. And now that should select everything. Yep, okay, 28 of 28 selected. And what we're gonna do is go over here to condition. We're gonna apply new and click apply. We're now gonna uncheck everything, double check that everything turned to new, it did. And we're gonna do buy all. So this is a really cool part about Bricklink, is over here you have all these different stores, and over here you have all your previous builds or wanted lists, and you can definitely, check these boxes if you wanted to buy them again or add new builds that you haven't bought yet. But what's cool is you can do auto select. And so make sure that you're shipping to your country, US dollar for us. We exclude disliked stores. I think there are only like 2 stores that we've ever disliked. So definitely, overall great experience with Bricklink. And then usually we check instant checkout, but for this one, we're not going to. So we do auto select, and I don't ever select this, but some people do. I don't exactly know what it does. I've had varying results, but anyway, I just click start and Bricklink does its thing. So as you can see, it's already picked the stores for me. It's automatically found which stores have those pieces for the golf cart, and it's 2 stores total. And you can see that the entire cost to build the golf cart from our website right now would be $4.81. So if I go to create carts, I'm not gonna do it right now because it would check me out, but basically it would create 2 checkout scenarios for those 2 stores. And what's really cool about that is I didn't have to go and do any of the searching myself. It did everything for me. It's found all the pieces for me. So like if, for example, we did, an edit, you can now see, what I'm buying from CP Bricks. And then if you look on the other one, you can see that that's everything else that you would need. And so if I did do create carts, then it would send me to the checkout pages, and we typically use PayPal. And usually Bricklink sellers are pretty good about getting the bricks out. We usually get them, in, call it about a week or less, usually a couple days. And so that's how you do it using the wanted list. Okay, so let's say that you wanted to order it directly from Bricklink Stud.io software, which is the same as the parts file that comes with the purchase. Then once you get the file opened in Stud.io, and what's great about this is, like, let's say you buy one of our builds but you want to change the colors. Well, it's really easy to do just using the editor in Bricklink. But anyway, back to the ordering tutorial. Oh, and real quick, the reason why it's clear is this build works in real life. We've shown you guys on the tutorial on YouTube. It's just the angle specifically on Bricklink for whatever reason doesn't agree, and they think that this wouldn't work, but it does in real life. But anyway, let's say that you wanted to buy this directly from the software. Well, what's really cool is they have this shopping button up here on the right. So once you sign into your account, if you were to click that button with this open, it's gonna take you right back to the ordering page where we did all of the, select whether you want new or used, and you go through each piece and pick the ones that you don't necessarily need if you already had them and whatnot. So coming back to the software, so that's how you do this. And let's say that you had a bunch of models open, it'd be really easy to just, put them all, basically like copy and paste them all into one model. So you could, basically like copy and then paste like a bunch of these guys. Let's say you wanted to order multiple. And then what you do is order them up top, doing it that way. So that is another way that you could do it. I personally like the upload to Bricklink option a little bit more, just because you can drag multiple files and do it that way. But if for whatever reason it's not working, or if sometimes you'll get like a weird error on Bricklink doing it that way, I don't know why, but it does work when you do it through the software. So you have to finagle it sometimes, but overall it does work, and it is a great way to buy pieces. All right, guys, so hopefully that gave you a good idea on how you would order pieces, especially if you were to buy a build from our site, such as our really popular Amazon truck or some of our other builds. Basically, once you check out on the site and select whatever it is that you want, you would then get those parts files that I showed you, and you can easily order the bricks and pieces you need. And keep in mind, if you order 3 or more instruction sets, then you save 20%, which is great. Also, another common question we always get is, well, how do I figure out, how much the pieces would cost before ordering? Like, let's say I wanted to buy, the UPS truck, how much would it cost? That's a question that we get all the time, and it's really tough to answer. The best way to think about it is it's different for everybody because it, you know, as we just showed you, if you were to select new or used pieces, which stores you select, shipping cost to you, taxes in your area, how many bricks you need, what you already have, all that can really affect the price. But let's say that you were buying all new and you didn't have any of the pieces yet. A good rule of thumb is basically to take, so if you look right here, it's 239 pieces total. If you were to multiply that by about 13 to 16 cents, depending on if you're in a more expensive area or if you're in a less expensive area, that can give you a general rough estimate of the cost, because that is kind of the average cost of pieces per build when you average everything together. Obviously, some pieces are a lot more expensive than others. Like on this one, the fenders of the truck are a little bit more expensive than, you know, the headlight, for example. But that's just an example, and but it's a good rule of thumb. It's just, you know, for basically giving you a rough estimate. I wish we could put prices on our website of how much it would actually cost to build everything, you know, such as like the office tower, for example. But the problem is the prices on Bricklink change all the time. And again, it's very different for each person, and you just don't know how much it's gonna cost for that specific customer, because again, everybody lives all over the country, all over the world, and people buy from different Bricklink sellers, and Bricklink sellers set their own prices. So it's not a you know, one-stop price for everybody. So that's it, guys. I really hope this tutorial helped you. I know that a lot of people kind of get frustrated with Bricklink, but hopefully this made it a lot easier for you and shows you, you know, kind of how to order pieces and hopefully save some money. We use Bricklink all the time. I mean, we place orders pretty much weekly. So highly recommend it. I've never checked out Brick Owl or any of the competitors, but I think that those are popular as well, so hopefully I'll dive into those someday. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below and we will try to answer. So that's it. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.